Hey team, Coach Dana Cavalea here checking in with you. And this week I want to have an important conversation for our weekly lesson. And the conversation is based around one question, one very important question. And that question is, what stops you? What is it that stops you? See, I find it's really important that we can identify those things that could potentially inhibit us from reaching our potential, from reaching that next place. What is it that stops us from becoming the champions that we know that we're meant to be, that we should be, and that we're going to be? But what are those things that get in our way? What are those things, right? For some people, there's certain situations that they feel very insecure in. For other people, they constantly doubt that they're doing the right thing, that they're going down the right path. For others, it's looking at what everybody else is doing. And in doing that, they start to model their path after those other people, but they forget that that's somebody else's path and it's not their path. So we have to constantly ask ourselves the question, what is it that stops us? What is it that stops me? What stops me from getting to my next place? What are the tripwires that keep showing up in my life, that keep grabbing my leg and preventing me from moving forward? What I've identified in coaching many people through the years is that it's often the same things that grab us and hold us back over and over and over again. So what do we have to do? We have to begin to look at ourselves differently, see ourselves differently, and see ourselves as getting different results. See, I believe that there's this horizon line that's out there. And when we're below the line, we're thinking down, negative, not positive thoughts about ourselves, what we do, our talents, our abilities. It's where the doubt lives and the fear lives. It's sort of that subconscious mind where we're anchored down and we can't get past these blocks. But then above the line is where the sun is. It's bright, it's optimistic, it's all of those things that we want to do, all of those things that we can do. And we can't forget that we have to do our best at all times to keep our vision and keep our sights above that line. Because if we allow ourselves to continue to live below the line, we're going to continue to get those results that we no longer want, or that we don't want, that we never wanted. So what I find is that in order to get yourself to that next level, whatever it is, I mean, there's people that have had immense success like you, but the high performer always wants more. So in order to get more, we have to become more, we have to be more, we have to lift ourselves up in our thoughts and our viewpoints of ourselves, of our upper limits, and we have to keep challenging ourselves. So if we could start to maybe list some of those things that hold us back. Maybe for some it's, hey, I want to be perceived this way by other people. I want to be looked at as such by other people. Well, that could be the thing that's holding you back more so than moving you forward. Or maybe you identify with a certain amount of money. If I have this much money, then I will feel this way. Or maybe it's based on achievement. If I achieve this, then I will feel this way about myself. But those are all tripwires and all things that can jam us up. So we want to make sure that we're staying within ourselves at all times, and that we're always working from the inside out, never letting the externals determine who we are, how we act, how we feel about ourselves. So it's really important that we remember these things, or else they'll constantly hold us back throughout our champion's journey. So it's important, very, very important, that we remember this. Because if we're going to get to our next place, we most definitely have to change the story that we currently tell ourselves. We have to change that storyline and change that narrative When I work with companies, I always talk to the groups and the teams about seeing yourselves as champions. You have to see yourselves as a champion. See yourself as a champion if you want to get those champion results. And I know that you can do that you can get those results for yourself. But it begins by seeing yourself as a champion, seeing yourself as having already achieved those results and sort of breaking yourself free of those thoughts, mindsets, and patterns that have held you back through the years. And if you think about it, ask yourself the question, what's held me back? Many people could trace the things that held them back, the same thought processes, back to when they're kids, and they've just sort of carried them forward. So in order for you to blast yourself forward, you have to break through those beliefs from the past that may be holding you back today. So let's talk about breakthrough, right? Because we want to break through this position, this pattern that we're living in. So anytime we're going to break through a pattern, the first thing we want to do is we want to lift our sights. I want you to, again, see yourself as doing, achieving, being, and becoming that person that you see in your sights, achieving the things that you set out to achieve. See it as if it's done. See it as if it's already happened. And then each day, you should embody that. You should act as if you've already, again, achieved those things that you've wanted to achieve, and go about your work with the confidence and the true belief that you've achieved those things already. And you'll see what will happen over time is you'll start to align and things will start to happen. Opportunities will present themselves and will open up. And you will start to actually create and be living the vision that you created yourself for yourself previously. Another tactic I like to use is before you even start that visualization process, take out a pad, take out a piece of paper, and write down what your tripwires are. What are these tripwires? What are these negative thoughts that you have about yourself? What are these negative feelings that you have about yourself? And what I'd like you to do is write out the opposite of those feelings. What are they? I get down on myself because I feel like I'm always failing. I feel really good about myself because I'm always putting myself in a position of success. See, that would be the opposite. So again, it's a nice little exercise to do because it can help you start to transition your thoughts from below the line to above the line. And that's really all it is. I could never lose weight. Whenever I train, I always lose weight very quickly. And what you're doing is you're sort of switching those tracks that you have in your head from what you can't do to what you can do. And you have to have that can-do attitude if you're going to do anything of significance and of magnitude. So that's a simple thing. Write down your tripwires, write down those opposite statements, and then begin to visualize. See yourself as achieving, doing, becoming what it is you want to do, becoming that champion, and see it as done. And as you go about your actions every single day, realize that you are on the path to achieve what it is that you visualize. So the more clear the vision that you have of yourself, what you want to do, what it looks like, the feelings of achieving that, the better the chances are of you doing that. Now, why do we do these things? Coach, these exercises are a bit crazy. I don't have the time to do these exercises. Listen, we're strengthening your psychology at both a conscious and a subconscious level. That's why we're doing it. No matter what, if you're in business, if you're in life, you're going to face conflict and you're going to have to endure through many different situations. Many are going to be high pressure, high stress. And by doing these sort of things, you're just strengthening your mindset. You're strengthening yourself, so you're going to be able to endure anything that comes your way. When most people are folding their cards, you're going to be still sitting at the table ready to play. And that's what this is about. And I'm recording this now during this crisis, COVID that's going on right now. Look at how many people around you are folding their cards. Are you one of those people, or are you one of the people that have stepped up? And that's what this is about. It's about training. We're training your mind. We're training your champion's mindset so that you can take on and endure anything that comes your way. Again, most people around you live in fear. They believe the headlines. They don't have the endurance and the energy to win day in and day out, but that's what makes you different. That's why we do these sort of trainings. We're not doing them just to have fun little exercises so we can get a little bit better. We're doing these exercises so we can be extremely competitive for the duration, and so we could win both short and long term. And that's what this is about. So take the time, do the exercise, think about this, see yourself as the champion that you are. See yourself as achieving everything that you've ever wanted to achieve, and see it as done. And when you do that, your actions will follow and the results will follow, and you'll look back and say, man, I'm sure glad that I did that. So that's my lesson for you this week. I hope you all enjoyed. This is Coach Dana Cavalea, and I'll see you later.